Hello everypony, hope you're well, and guess who's back? Hi everyone, Perfect Harvest is otherwise occupied, so today I'm here, Corgi Junior's Land Rover recovery truck, because I'm going to be taking you through things that I bought at my mate's vintage toy shop in Warwick today. It's the first time I've been there in 2022. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to go through the model categories in alphabetical order. So first off is C, and that's Corgi toys. I only bought two from my mate's shop this time. And the first of those is this one. So this is a boxed Corgi Toys model of the Sunbeam Alpine convertible from the very first James Bond film, Dr. No. The box is in really good condition. I mean, this is not an old model, let me stress this. And so it says Corgi logo there. It's got the James Bond silhouette on the side, and it's got all the Dr. No details on the side. And on the back of the box is basically all the other ones that you could get in this collection. I have to say, I think this was probably one of my favourite James Bond series that Corgi did. But yeah, we're not going to get much more out of this by keeping it in the box. And like I say, this is not an old model, so these aren't really worth much. So I mean, this only cost me a tenner. So let's have a look at it out of the box. Ah, yes, of course. Our good old friends Twisty Ties. This is going to take me an eternity to undo. Jump cut. Here it is, out of the box. This model has been sitting in my mate's shop for quite a while. And I've seen it every time I've gone there. And I thought, I'm not sure. And then today I just thought, do you know what? You've been sitting in the shop for ages. I don't have a model of the Sunbeam Alpine from Dr. No. I'm just going to get you. And I'm glad I did. It's really, really nicely detailed. It's a full die cast, apart from all the plastic on the wheels and the interior and the windscreen. But yeah, it's fully die cast. Quite heavy model. And it's even got detailing on the number plate as well at the front. And at the back, it just says the 007 logo, but it's still really nice. It's very, very, very thick and heavy duty. It looks amazing. And so yeah, I'm really glad to get that. The other Corgi item that I bought today was this one, and this is more valuable. This is from the late 60s, early 70s, and it is called the Lunar Bug. And I guess it's based some parts on Joe 90's car. For those of you who don't know Joe 90, it was a very, very popular Super Marionation Puppets TV series made by the brilliant Jerry Anderson, who brought us things like Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet and Stingray, amongst many other things. So it's based on Joe 90's car, in that it's got the same wheels, and it also has the same jet engines on the roof, and it can also fly. Yeah, the wings come out either side. But apart from that, it looks nothing like Joe 90's car. Yeah, so this is really, really nice. This is the best one of these I've ever seen. And so basically it's white, and it's still got all the stickers on it, which are in really, really good condition. And same on the other side. The wheels do move down, so that you can put it in flight mode. And also the rear tailgate opens, and you can store other cars, smaller cars inside. But yes, this is a really, really nice model, and it just evokes sort of not that era of the 1960s when sci-fi was all the rage, really. And we move on to Dinky toys, and the first one of these that I bought is this. So this is a post-war, only just, model of a Jaguar SS100. And yes, it's slightly battered, but bear in mind this is, I'm just trying to think, nearly 80 years old. And it's amazing that it's still got the little Perspex windscreen and the steering wheel as well. I don't know. It's not missing any driver at all. It's still got both headlights. The only other downside of it is that I can't remember which tyre it was. I think it was this tyre. It's one of the front tyres. Yes, it's this one here. It's just run a little bit flat. It's just a little bit flat on one edge, just because it's been sitting in one position for so long. But apart from that, it's a really nice model, and it's the same colour as the SS100 that's at the British Motor Museum where I volunteer. From post-war to pre-war, we have this luxury saloon. I'm not sure what it is because it doesn't say on the bottom other than Dinky Toys, Meccano, made in England. But my guess is that it's based off a Jaguar SS Airline saloon. I'm really not sure, but for its age, considering that this is 90 years old, I mean, look at it. It's amazing. It's got both headlights. The base is pretty much immaculate. I mean, there's the odd paint chip here or there, but I mean, look at this, and I can tell that this hasn't been repainted. It is amazing, but like I say, I'm still not sure what sort of car this is. Next, we have this little Dinky Toys van. This is quite unusual because this one doesn't have a base, but we know that it is definitely Dinky Toys. And other than that, we don't know what it is. My guess is that from the front, I mean, Dinky Toys made an Austin A40 van that was very similar to this, so I'm guessing it's based on an Austin A40. But again, I'm really not sure. But again, it's just a really, really nice little model. Yes, it's battered. Yes, it's not in the best nick, but actually, that's just reminded me I need to give these a little bit of a clean in a minute. But yes, I also bought this Dinky Toys Willys Jeep. I've wanted a Dinky Toys Willys Jeep for ages, and this is a really nice one. The only problem with it is that the windscreen has been bent back slightly, and if I bend it back again, it's going to snap off. But other than that, I mean, it has the spare tyre, which a lot of these don't nowadays, unfortunately, but this one does. It also still has the tow hook, and the paint job is generally really, really nice. I don't know if you can see how glossy this is, but and the steering wheel's still there as well. But yes, that's a really nice little thing, as you can see. Last Dinky toy that I bought today was this Nash Rambler station wagon. Now, this one does come with a bit of a caveat in that this is a repaint, but bearing that in mind, this is an amazing repaint, and I believe these colours are authentic. It's just a really nice model. I've got a later model of a Nash Rambler, but this is the earlier model with the old front. But it's really, really nice. The tyres are in really good condition. White wall tyres, as you can imagine, are probably quite unusual on Dinky Toys, mainly because most of them were made in the UK and we don't get many white wall tyres in this country. That's either a European or an American thing traditionally. But the glass, the Perspex is in really good condition. It's a little bit flaky at the front, but again, that's not really a problem, to be honest, because I mean, yes, I just really like this. The last lot of cars that I bought from my mate's shop today were all Matchbox, and the first of those is this little Moco Lesney Fiat 1500. Now, I already have one of these, but this one is going to replace the other one, as mine has worse suspension on this, and mine also doesn't have the luggage on the roof, but the suspension on this one is a lot better. It rolls a lot nicer. It's still got the tow hook, which is a bonus. Yes, it's still battered a little bit, but this is way better than mine. The next Matchbox car that I bought from my mate's shop was this Moco Lesney Lincoln Continental. Now, this is the third version of this car that I've got. And so I've got two earlier variants, including this one, And then I've got the Matchbox Superfast variant, which is the later one, which is gold. The other variant which I have is sort of like a lighter teal blue, but this is sort of like a dark, almost sort of purpley blue. And the paint job on this is in really good condition. There's a few little blemishes here and there, but again, this is about 60 years old. The suspension's still relatively good, it still runs. The base is immaculate, obviously being unpainted metal, and the boot still opens and closes really solidly. There's no scratches on the glasswork either. So yes, last Matchbox car that I bought today is this Mercury Cougar. It's Matchbox Superfast police car. This is in mint condition pretty much, because it's still got the sticker. I was a little bit worried initially because most of the ones that I've seen have stickers down the sides, but my mate looked it up on Google, and apparently some of them do, some of them don't, and this must be one of the ones that doesn't, because there is no glue residue on either side, and the sticker is still in really good nick. So yes, this is as it was. It's pretty much, the lights are still in really good condition, they're still standing, they're still pretty tight in there as well. There's no cracks or blemishes in the glass or on the paint either. Yeah, this is really nice little model. And one thing I forgot to mention, the paint, the silver paint is still on all the wheels really nicely as well. So yes, that's all the cars that I bought today. And now the bit of the video that probably most of you are waiting for. Yes, Star Wars. I do like Star Wars. I'm not an avid fan who knows every inch of it, but I do really like it. I've not seen all the films yet still, but anyway, all the figures that I bought about 6 or 7 of them. All of them are original ones from the late 70s, early 80s. And then I also bought 3 Star Wars vehicles, which are brand new. And the first of the figures is Luke Skywalker. And I believe this is him in his, was it farm boy outfit? And this was probably the best one out of all the ones that my mate had that wasn't stupid money. It was about £35, and even then, apparently that's very cheap. But yes, the paint is still really good on him. He can still turn his head from left to right. Not got very many paint chips on him, and you can still bend his arms and legs. He only has about like 4-5 parts of articulation, if you count the neck. And then also in his right arm, there's a little lever there, and if you push that out, his lightsaber comes out. And yeah, that's a really nice little feature that I've never actually seen that before. But yes, so there's Luke Skywalker. Of course, Luke Skywalker is going to need some friends alongside him to help fight the eviltons of the dark side. So here is Han Solo. Yes, he's not in particularly great condition, but he was one of the better ones that my mate had that, again, wasn't worth stupid money. His neck doesn't move, so he only has the 4 points of articulation. And the face, yeah, that looks like Harrison Ford to me. I know that a lot of these action figures tend, especially nowadays, tend not to look like the person that they're actually based on. But yes, that definitely looks like a young Harrison Ford to me, which is what Han Solo was, effectively. Also need love interest for both Luke and Han, and here is Princess Leia. Now I'm not sure what outfit this is that she's wearing, but apparently she would have had a cape and also a gun to go with it. But otherwise, she is in mint condition. Oh, Carrie Fisher, how we shall miss thee. Rest in peace. But yes, again, I think, does the head move? Yes, slightly, but not much. So if I'm just going to say she has 4 points of articulation, and they've moulded her sort of. It's not really a dress, but sort of like well, I suppose it is really, into the tops of her legs. So yes, but again, I don't have any figures like this. This is my first time really collecting original Star Wars figures. We're getting into the bad guys now. Here we have an AT-ST pilot. I just really like the design of the helmet and the uniform that he's wearing. He's still got the symbols on his shoulder patches. The detailing is still all there on his uniform and on his belt. His face is still in quite good nick. I think that's focusing, yeah. And his head does turn, so he has 5 points of articulation. And yeah, like I say, not really a lot to say about this character, and I know he's not. I don't know. I can't remember if these guys have big parts in the films apart from driving the AT-STs. But yeah, I just really like this figure. I can only mean one thing. Darth Vader is here, and he's still got his cape, and this is quite unusual the way that they've done this cape, because his arms go through the cape, and instead of making it look like a cape, it just makes him look like he's wearing a really long leather drape coat, sort of similar to what I've seen Destro used to wear in G.I. Joe. God, I'm showing my age there. And I wasn't even around when G.I. Joe was on TV. But yes, his head does turn. And this is a really nice one. I've just felt on the back of the head is really, really smooth plastic. This is a really, really nice figure considering its age. And I'll just pull his coat aside so you can see all his armour and all the buttons on his chest. And again, as with the Luke figure that I showed earlier, he has the lightsaber that comes out of his the lightsaber that comes out of his arm, and you can just push it back in again. And yes, he has 5 points of articulation, but that is a really, really nice figure. And now, the worst of them all, Emperor Palpatine. So here he is. What's quite interesting is, as with Princess Leia, his cloak forms part of his legs, but when he's walking, it just makes it look really weird, like he's got weird sort of puffed up legs. His arms are constantly in that position, which makes it look like he's kind of leaning on a bar or something. And here's the detailing on his face. They've done some nice work on the eyes. They've got the right colour, the right detailing. And yeah, obviously his head doesn't turn because he's got the cloak over it. His arms are really stiff to move. You can hardly move them at all.
Something, dark side. Something, complete.
Onto the spaceships now, and first off, and these are all from the Star Wars Black series, we've got the Ghost. Now, let's look at the box. I mean, all these have the same boxes really. There's slight embossing on the Star Wars logo, and in the bottom corner you've got sort of like a blueprint almost of the spaceship itself, and there's the name. A slight window on the side with the Star Wars logo. This is number 26 from the collection, and on the back is warning in about 999 different languages. So I'm going to jump cut and get this out. And here is the Ghost, complete with stand. And I did actually have a model of the Ghost a while back. It was a Hot Wheels model, which was slightly bigger, but it wasn't as detailed as this. For example, I never knew that it had a little rotating gun turret on the top, which actually rotates. This is mainly die-cast metal. There are a few plastic bits on it, obviously, and it comes with the stand, like I said. But this is a really, really nice series. It's a really nice model. It's very high quality. I definitely recommend them to anybody who hasn't seen these before. Next, we have the Imperial Guard Shuttle. And here is the Imperial Guard Shuttle out of its box. And I have to say, just after Christmas, when I went to my mate's shop before New Year, I remember seeing this and thinking, God, I really, really wish I bought that. And I was worried that it wasn't going to be there next time I went, and I almost forgot about them until I looked up on one of the top shelves of the cheap stuff in his shop and saw these vehicles, and I thought, oh my God, I must have that. And I'm glad I did. This is a really, really nice model. I think this is one of my favourites out of all of the Star Wars vehicles that I've got. It actually reminds me kind of something out of Thunderbirds almost, when the wings are folded down, because the wings fold down, and there we go. Now it kind of looks like some sort of tortoise or turtle or something. But yeah, it just really, really... I'll take the stand off so you can see the underside. I mean, just look at how detailed this is. It is amazing. Last but not least, we have Kylo Ren's command shuttle. It's a little bit difficult to see in the box, but with the magic of jump cuts, I will get it out. Here is Kylo Ren's shuttle in all its glory. This one's mainly plastic, actually. I mean, obviously the centerpiece, the main body of the ship, is die-cast metal. Still really nice detailing on it though, and all the paintwork is really, really nice. These little fins at the top move up and down, only slightly though. But yes, that's a really nice model, and that is the end of my vintage and Star Wars toy haul today. So here is the haul all together, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed going through these and looking at these things in more detail. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do anything else like this in the future, instead of My Little Pony videos. So yes, I'm surprised how well this toy review's gone, because my first and last toy car review that I did last year, God, was it last year already? Didn't go so well. There were a lot of goof ups, but this one went quite well. Yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers guys, take care. Is he gone? Good.